Dave Show. This is Pondwater Dave. Joining me is the first lady of the Arn Anderson fan club, Miss Amy Vaughn.
Hello.
Justin can't be with us tonight because he's got referee duty. But we're going to somehow power through with three fantastic guests that I had the privilege of spending last weekend with. Mr. Frank Bruno.
Hey.
Mr. Jimmy Sorenson.
Howdy ho.
And Mr. Adam from Bama, from the Kickout crew.
You know, I can take Justin's spot any day of the week. I'm better looking and I'm a better talker.
Well, welcome to the show.
Well.
It is an absolute privilege to be here. Pondwater, it was a privilege to be in your home, to see that magnificent shrine you have behind you that I have coined the man wing, not the man cave. Because there's so much more to it than just, it's not a cave, it's a wing. So I was a privilege to be there in your home, and it's a privilege to be here tonight. So thank you.
Well, thank you. And going forward, I will no longer refer to it as the man cave. It will be the man wing going forward. I like that.
Yep, it's the Miller wing. I like that.
The Pondwater wing.
Maybe one day I'll get to see it.
Well,
but
you're invited. Come on down.
I know. Maybe this summer. That'd be fun.
July 1st would be a good time. Then we could you could go to the city auditorium in lovely Vicksburg, Mississippi.
And
Bayou Independent Wrestling will make its return.
And meet the illustrious referee face to face and the incomparable, outstanding commissioner, Nick Harrison.
The professor.
Oh, yes, professor. The professor. I don't want to meet Angel. That's what I want to do.
How funny is it James says these words he can't even spell?
Well, Angel Camacho's still the BIW Southern Heavyweight Champion after defeating APOC in a lumberjack match.
You wouldn't think it. He's a big man, but he can move.
460 pounds. It's very impressive.
He was.
And let me tell you this is what was like impressive to me. And I know he was wearing his belt. Now, granted, it was an extender, but he was wearing his belt. When he walked out wearing that belt, you know, you think of big guys like Yokozuna. They never did that.
Mm-hmm.
That belt was always over his shoulder. It was holding. I know it's silly. It's a little detail, but the fact that they gave that man an extender and he came out wearing his belt, I loved that.
Yoko and Umaga was another one.
Yeah, like when Umaga had the Intercontinental title, right?
Yes.
He never wore that belt. Like the big guys, if it didn't fit, they didn't wear it.
Carried it.
Well, I was kind of surprised when I saw Angel come out wearing it, and then he handed it to me, and I had the whole extender trying to figure out how to fold it up so I could hold it up.
Pondwater was holding it straight up, and the belt thing was
almost hitting the ground.
That extension was so damn long.
It was an incredible weekend, to say the least.
Well,
I mean,
awesome.
Y'all were burying the lead here. I mean, because Mrs. Miller was probably the MVP of the weekend, because I think I gained 15 pounds before I left that house. And I left with 3 full bags of chips and stuff.
Oh, well, of course, Stephanie's going to take care of you all. I have no doubt about that.
She did.
And also, Adam's forgetting you took home a mask to cover up that face.
You took a mask. What'd you get?
Oh, it's Caliber's mask.
Oh, is that one, James?
The one he's wearing now, yeah.
The one that Frank is wearing.
You gave that to him?
Sure.
No, I was slick Rick. What he did was he left it on the counter and didn't say nothing about it until after I dropped him off. And then that's when Dave comes by and says, "Oh yeah, James said that's yours," because he knew if he tried to hand it to me, I wouldn't take it.
Yep.
Oh boy.
Autographed by Ray Fury.
Ray Fury. Somebody you'll see on TV pretty regularly here in the next year or two.
He's an up and comer star. So
Well, let's go ahead.
James has given me, gave me this. I mean, you can't see it, but well, maybe you can a little bit. My little hanging turnbuckle over here with Wardlow, Cash, Dax, and MJF. So
Over the pinnacles.
James is a gift giver, and he usually goes way too far. We have to get on to you sometimes, but we always appreciate. It's very nice that you do that for your friends.
I mean, don't forget, James, you also give me some Chick-fil-A sauce in my seat.
I too was a recipient of Jimmy's kindness. Direct from Japan in the Great Muda's last match.
That's the mask Jimmy should have kept.
That's beautiful.
I have a red one. I'll be fine.
I was gifted.
You put it on so we can see your face.
Great Muda mask. I love Great Muda.
That's so cool.
Great Muda. Actually, Great Muda, when he first came to the United States, wrestled in world class as the Super Black Ninja.
Really?
And ironically, the Super Black Ninja wrestled at the Vicksburg City Auditorium for world class in 1989. So I got to work in a venue that the Great Muda actually wrestled in back in 89. It's a wonderful venue, historic, really nice setup. The acoustics had a stage.
Oh, it's perfect for wrestling.
A half bowl. I mean, looked like you could fit a basketball court on there if you wanted to. It was just a really intimate, nice building.
So was that the first time that BIW had been there in that building? That's awesome. You know, a couple of episodes ago, we got to talk to the promoter, Josh Newell, and he just listening to it is fascinating, and how long he's been at it and what it takes to be a promoter, and just all the different, time and effort and people. And I'm really happy to see that he's adding venues, adding dates, because that means the interest is there. And so, that's really good for him and all the wrestlers and personalities that are part of the BIW. And so I'm glad you all got to witness it. And I am going to go to a show. I don't know when, but I plan on going because I want to see my partner in crime, Dave, here at work. And I want to see what it's all about. And like I said, I know Josh works really hard. And so I think it's going to be cool.
None of the shows that I work 3 hours is the longest drive. So, so it's not like if you come to visit and we go to a show that we're going to spend the whole weekend in the car.
Now, who was it that tried to get in your face, Dave, and you shut them down right there at the main event?
Oh, that was King Rob Love, but we'll get to that. Let's don't bury the lead. Let's just go ahead and run down the card, and let's get you boys, y'all comment on it and tell me, give the fans perspective on what y'all saw. For the first match of the night was Ray Fury.
Before you start, do you want to do my trivia or do you want to wait to the end?
Let's just wait till the end because we rolled right into this.
Okay.
Hey, I was hoping you do it at FMK.
We don't really do that here because that's kind of y'all's thing, kick out crew. So we don't fringe.
So here's a picture of Pondwater with his glorious referee outfit.
I love it.
All right, we got Ray Fury defeated Rob Love in a non-title match. Rob Love is the current BIW Southern Heritage Champion.
Cool.
Southern Heritage Championship is our secondary title. They will meet in the title match March 18th in West Monroe.
Oh no!
So, so you boys tell me. I mean, apparently y'all thought a lot of Ray Fury because there was a Ray Fury mask purchased.
Yeah, let me tell you this. Honestly, it's, and I apologize, Dave. The King? What's his? Rob Love.
King Rob Love, yes.
King Rob Love. When he first came out, I was like, "Oh Christ, are we doing another Jerry Lawler here?" But then he gets in the ring and he's like, "Oh no!" And I'm like, "Holy crap, this is hilarious! This is great!" And then Ray comes out. And while they're having their match, Ray will put him in a hold and he screams, "Oh no!" But then if he's got the upper hand, like he had Ray in a headlock, he's like, "Oh yeah." Like, I'm sorry, like that was entertaining.
That was over.
I've seen a whole match go where he oh no'd and the crowd oh yes, and then he oh yes and the crowd oh no'd for the whole match. It was glorious. And I had 12 people there. I mean, I had 12 people that actually came to the show. My son-in-law and my daughter-in-law came, and they've never been to wrestling matches before. And my son-in-law loved Rob Love. He said that Rob was his favorite. He goes, I love that guy with the crown, the oh no guy.
Right.
Now my daughter-in-law, every time I looked up at her, she had this look on her face like she was not having it. She doesn't like wrestling. I mean, she 100% came to support me in Vicksburg. But
And they kept calling him the Burger Queen, right?
they'll start calling him Burger King or Burger Queen, depending on which crowd it is.
So these two have like a rivalry? Was it like a long feud, or is it just he has the title, he's going against him for the title, or is this something that they do a lot? Them two wrestling.
Rob didn't want to put the title up for Fury. I mean, they've met before, and they've met all across the country. Ray Fury's also the Pro Wrestling Elite heavyweight champion in Pensacola, Florida. Is normally where they're based out of in Florida a lot.
Oh, okay.
And he'll be defending that title soon against Rob Love. So I mean, they've got a nationwide rivalry, and Rob wouldn't put the title on the line, but he got beat, so now he's got to put the title on the line.
Ah, cool. And that's what's happening on the 18th. Is that what you said?
March 18th.
Awesome.
We got two. We got March 4th in Brookhaven, and then March 18th in West Monroe. Adam, what'd you think about the match?
Oh, see, I watch it, and I hate that I watch it the way I do because I've been in the ring, and it's hard to kind of dial that down. When you're watching WWE or AEW, then you go to the independent stuff, and you can't compare the two because WWE independent stuff, and it aggravates me because I try to dial it back, and I just notice the stupidest, goofiest little things, and I try my best not to notice them, but just one or two little things. Ray Fury, he'll be taking the championship on TV somewhere. Just one or two little. How does Bully Ray say it? Tighten the screw just a little bit. If he just tightens that screw just a little bit, he'll be on TV full time carrying a title or two.
And I understand what you mean because when I watch the matches, I watch the referee.
Yeah.
I notice things that y'all probably don't notice the referee do. But I mean, I can't dial it back either. So I completely understand. It's
aggravating. It's just little stuff like little timing stuff. I mean, just maybe another 6 months of just being in the ring, and there'll be no stopping him. And Rob Love, I got a kick out of him. I mean, just all night long. Every time I seen him, I remember him sitting on the ground one time. I turned my ankle. I said, "Which way you turn?" He said, "Shut up."
That dude gets so much heat. There was a woman chasing him around the West Monroe Civic Center one night. I mean, she was coming for him, and they were trying to have to calm her down. She wanted to kill him.
Oh.
And then there was one night there was a woman in a wheelchair. That woman in a wheelchair wanting to kill him.
I've been down that road. I can't.
He told her. He said, "Well, get up and do something." Then.
Exactly what we told a lady in Boaz. We said, "Hey, you're just doing that to get sympathy. You're being lazy. Get up and do something."
I've had Josh come to him and say, "Please leave her alone." And he'll say, "Okay," and then he goes right out and he's right in her face. You gotta watch Rob. He's a shit disturber. Little Jimmy Sorenson, tell us what you thought about Ray Fury versus King Rob Love.
Just, I got nothing bad to say. It was just entertaining as heck.
It's a good first match too. It was a good way to start the night.
Great tempo. Great referee. It wasn't him. It wasn't this one. It was referee Obama.
Oscar, yeah.
Oscar
Obama.
I felt the in-ring work was very good too. And I told you, I think at the show that I've been to independent wrestling in the Northeast, even though I reside now in Louisiana. And we don't have good, at least where I've seen it. The independent wrestling up there was a little rough. So going into this, I'm like, well, these are new workers and stuff, but they flowed in that match very, very well. And they put on one hell of a show and they worked hard. And it was I wouldn't say good, but great match. I really enjoyed it. It really was amazing.
Cool.
I think Ray Fury is probably their top babyface. He has
Yeah.
the longest line of the night.
Yeah, I'd agree.
Yeah. Yeah. It's hard to dispute that. Next up, we had Emmy Camacho versus Nyx.
Mhm.
Go ahead, James.
And Emmy Camacho, she kept her spot in the women's title match. Next month, at the 4th in Brookhaven, we're going to crown our first women's champion in BIW. It's going to be a 4-way match, and the winner of that match will become the first women's champion for BIW. And Emmy had lost last in Fountain Hill, so she was in danger of being eliminated from that match. And she had strong showing against Nyx, and she tapped her out.
Now,
And
how is she?
I'm a huge fan of Nyx. I met her about almost a year ago, and she was actually competing in a men's battle royal, and it came down to her and 2 men towards the end there, and she held her own. She held her own, and I don't like intergender matches at all. And I found myself having no issue that there was a woman in there with 2 men. I didn't find any of it unbelievable to what was going on. And I really, I've told y'all before, sometimes a referee needs to not watch and work. And it was very difficult not to watch what was going on because there's something pretty special happening in that match. So I've been real high on Nyx, and was glad to see her getting her shot at finally coming to Bayou Independent Wrestling. But Emmy got her, and she tapped.
So does that mean is she not part of the tournament, or is she out of it
No.
now, or
No, she's not going to be part of the tournament.
she wasn't part of the tournament? Now, how is Emmy?
It's not
related
really a
to
tournament.
Angel?
It's just a 4-way match.
Oh, okay.
And Emmy is the sister of the champion Angel Camacho.
Oh,
So, but if
Emmy's
Emmy would have
gonna win.
lost, they would have just made it a 3-way instead of a 4-way.
Well, no, Nyx probably would have been added to the match had she won.
Okay. I was just
I'm
trying
sorry,
to. Okay. No. That's fine.
Kind of like a qualifier match type deal.
Right.
Okay.
So I will say that again, I was expecting some rough spots. But they both have a great look. And Nyx came out with that like headdress that went over her face. Great entrance. I mean, awesome. Both beautiful women. Just again, great flow in the ring. And I apologize. Her first name, not Nyx, but Camacho. What's her first name?
Emmy.
Emmy or Amy?
Emmy. EMMY.
Like
Thank
an
you.
Emmy, like winning an Emmy award.
Okay, thank you for the spelling lesson, James. So she's got a great look. She got good heat too, like she was a heel in the match. And it flowed well. It looked great. And they put on a hell of a show. Like they went out there and whacked it like they were the main event of WrestleMania. And it was a great, great match. Like I'm just, again, so impressed.
What about you,
Yeah, I
Frank?
agree. I mean,
Adam?
who did you told me at the show? Who is she a product of? Where did she do her training? Emmy?
She came out of there's a wrestling school in Dallas, and it's attached to VIP Wrestling.
Okay. For some reason, I was thinking you said something about Booker T's place.
No.
I thought you said something like that too.
But no, you can tell she's comfortable in the ring. I think her heel, because I think Nyx was the face in the match.
Yep.
Emmy needs to, like I said,
Well,
just
I'm gonna
little
tell you,
stuff.
I'm glad you said that. I'm glad you said that because nobody knew. Nobody knew who the face in the match because that crowd probably didn't know either one of them. There was a few people that knew Emmy, but her entrance would not lead you to believe that she was a face.
And if it
So,
wasn't for Emmy's little attitude she had in the ring, I wouldn't have known no different.
so they actually had to establish once the match started, and I'll tell you, sometimes in women's matches, the crowd's not there the whole match, and the crowd was in from the beginning to the end. The crowd was with it.
How big was the crowd? Do you think? Well, I mean, because was it a sellout?
No, it was just short of
No.
300. It was a good first
250,
effort for
300, yeah.
Vicksburg.
Yeah, well, yeah, I know that. I do that. When we were talking with Josh, he was talking about the different kind of tiers and the buildings and stuff. So I knew that would be under. I think it's under 500, right? Is that what he's licensed for?
That's him. The only place that matters is
Oh.
West Monroe.
Oh, that's
because of the
right. That's right.
commission.
That's
but-
right. Never
there
Go
was-
ahead
mind.
and finish, Adam. I didn't mean to cut you off. I just
No,
didn't want to lose
you're
that
good,
thought.
you're good. And wasn't there something going on down the street to kind of rival the show that night?
Yes, there was a festival going on.
So even with
Well,
that
I
going
mean-
on, they still pulled almost 300 people.
That's
And
what
we
I
had
was
high
going to
school
say. I
bas-
mean, yeah.
We had high school basketball championships going on too.
Oh yeah.
playoffs.
Well, I think it's still. I mean, I think it's a great number. I just remember him talking about that. But like you said, that's West Monroe. So never mind. Then it was about the commission and stuff. But never mind. Never mind.
Well, I think she back to Emmy for a second. I think she trained at EFW Pro Wrestling Academy.
You're absolutely right, Jimmy. Thank you for that.
Thank
So,
you, Google machine.
But they come out of
Facebook,
that.
actually.
They come out of that school and they'll work the VIP wrestling, and normally they'll work there for at least a year, 2 years before they ever get booked out to any other promotions. So they're really solid in the ring before they start traveling.
See, I trained too fast. I was putting the ring too fast. I think by my second week of training, I was in the ring.
Well, there's not very many schools that do it like that. I mean, they'll throw you out there quickly.
Yeah.
And some people might be ready, but most aren't.
I say, but then again, Adam, you were not to make you sound old, but you trained in the 98, 99, 2000 era, which now is 20 years ago, but different time period, I would think. I
A
mean,
little bit, and it's a small town. So, but I was a bumping machine, though. I was small and I could bump like hell.
you're still tiny.
So was your face. Sorry. But yeah,
All
it was
right.
good. It was
Wait,
good.
wait,
match.
that's
I mean,
what she said.
Hey.
So, and then just since we're talking about it, the 4 participants for the ladies match that's going to take place in Brookhaven, Mississippi on the 4th of March, Promise Braxton, Mia Friday, Cassandra Golden, and Emmy Camacho.
And new Emi Camacho.
Yeah, Dave. Who do you think is going to win the belt? Who do you think will be the champion?
I think Cassandra Golden's going to be hard to beat.
Okay.
I mean, Cassandra Golden is. I mean, she's probably the vet of that group
Mm-hmm.
of women, but they're all talented, and you never know in a 4-way match how that's going to go.
Exactly.
Anything
Cool.
can happen. I mean, triple threats are one thing, but fatal 4-way for.
Yeah, we just saw that happen this past Monday. How the person you wouldn't think would win would actually win.
Yeah.
It happens every day.
Next, we have the tag team championship match as Bam Bam Malone and Cassidy Riley defended against the Nightmare Jeremiah and Alex Arsenal. And they represent Southern royalty. Angel Camacho, Jeremiah, Alex Arsenal, and Rob Love make up the faction Southern royalty. And they defended the titles, and they took the titles from Cassidy and Bam Bam. I'm
After
told
they cheated.
they cheated. I just saw shoulders on the mat and counted. I didn't see it. They say there was tights. I didn't see it.
Oh, you were in position. We can't blame you. You were right where you're supposed to be.
So, But post-match also showed post-match Cassidy Riley shocked everybody and announced he would be retiring.
Yep.
After 29 years, he's retiring March 18th in West Monroe, Louisiana. And that show will probably be a sellout and no tickets available at the door. It's almost already sold out. I will be shocked if there's any tickets left for that for that.
Think you going?
Am I what?
Who?
I said, Frank, you're going to go to that?
What's the date again? It's the 18th, right?
18th
18th.
of March.
I'll have to see how far away it is. West Monroe. Where is that? I don't
It's
even
2
know.
hours from my house, so
Yeah, it's on the other end of East Monroe.
Thank you. Oh my God. We're on
You're getting
fire.
you are getting spelling lessons. You are getting geography tonight, Frank. Your friends are so nice.
Yeah.
And I figured a lot. If you don't know, Cassidy Riley wrestled. He was one of the early guys at TNA with the weekly pay-per-views. He was in a tag team with Chase Stevens.
Really? Okay.
And that will be his opponent for the final match.
Awesome.
And the referee for that match will be the legendary referee James Beard.
Oh wow.
I'm very excited about James. James is going to work some shows with us this year, and I'm very excited about it because you can only get better when you work with people better than you. And James Beard's one of the best. And I'm excited. I'm excited that I'm going to get to share a locker room with him.
That's awesome. And that's really nice that he's getting to finish his career in West Monroe, and he's getting to be against his, the opponent he wants. He's kind of going out on his terms. Sometimes that's not something that wrestlers get to do. Sometimes an injury or something like that, makes that decision for them. So that is, that's good. I mean, that's going to be quite the show. So Frank, if you do go, get your ticket early because you don't want to get there and then not be able to get in.
Right.
You
I'm
can see
actually
Cassidy.
checking it out now.
You can see Cassidy before then. I don't have the date, but Wildcat Wrestling down there in New Orleans he's gonna wrestle a match down there for him before he retires at the beginning of March.
He's in great shape too. I'm not sure how old he is, but he's in great shape. To be in the ring as long as he has been.
Well,
What
let's
do you say
find
he's
out.
Retired
Alexa,
after
how old is Cassidy Riley?
52.
Alexa shit the bed on that one, y'all.
Well, you said he's been wrestling for 29 years.
Yes.
Yep. I'm
So
20.
I mean,
I'm 25.
you're 25, so let's just pretend at 16. Let's just throw it out there.
Well, he looks
I mean,
good.
that make him
and
what, 44 at
probably.
least? He has to be at least 44.
But he looks good, and he lives in West Monroe, so he's part of that community,
Mm-hmm.
and that's probably why there's been such a demand for tickets already.
That's awesome.
Frank, what'd you think about the tag team match?
I absolutely favorite match of the night. Bam Bam Malone. I think he's going to be huge. He's going to be huge. I mean, I don't know how to put this into words. Like at first when and I apologize again, the gentleman that was playing had the mask on.
Jeremiah.
Jeremiah. So I'm like, what are they trying to do? Rip off Jason Voorhees? But then that he gets in the ring and that man can work and he plays it well. Right? It was great back and forth, hot tags, great action. I mean, they were on the outside. I just was my favorite of the night, and every match was fantastic. You're not gonna you won't hear me say anything negative about it. Not because Pondwater was there, not because honestly, I would tell you the truth, and these four men worked their ass off, and I'm gonna be honest. I've never heard of I wasn't big into TNA, so I never heard of any of them, but watching them, like Malone stood out, but you knew it's Cassidy, right? Is the grizzled vet and all of that,
Right.
and I'm like, holy shit, this guy can work. Like it was just so damn impressive, and it was a good match, and honestly did not expect a title change. Did not expect a title change at all. And then he when he took the mic, I'm like, uh-oh. And then he said some wonderful things, beautiful things from the heart. You could tell it was from the heart. And then when he said, I'm going to announce my retirement, I'm like, damn. Like I
As
get
soon
to
as
see
he
a
grabbed
guy.
that microphone, I called it though, didn't I, Frank? As soon as he grabbed that microphone, I said, "Oh, he's retiring."
Yeah, he did. He did. And even I was like, oh boy. Like, and like Malone, you could tell Malone he was getting a little teary. It was,
Aw.
and that was real, right? That was real. But good God, oh God, is there a way to, I know that they were recording it. Is there that if anybody can go out of their way to watch a match from that show right there.
The
Such
tag team title match.
Yeah.
When they post it up, I'll share the links.
He's 46,
Cool.
by the way. He's 46.
46. What'd you
Okay,
think,
well,
Adam?
James said he'd be right back. But anyway, yeah, just like Frank said, I wasn't not expecting a title change, especially with the veteran from TNA holding the titles. And Arsenal, I kept calling him a big what I keep calling him.
You kept calling him Hornswoggle.
Yeah, I kept calling him you big hornswoggle because he had the beard and everything. I don't know, he's in damn good shape though. He's a good shape big wrestler. Who can I compare him to? Probably.
Remember that tag team, the Forgotten Boys, or from
The Forgotten Sons?
Forgotten
Yeah,
Sons?
Forgotten
You reminded
Sons.
me of one of them.
Oh, okay.
That's
That
fair.
was
I see that.
Yeah, I can see it.
You'd like
mean,
Alex
yeah,
Arsenal. And I
yeah, they was
encourage
in good shape.
everybody to watch the video version of our show this week because I will put lots of graphics from the event and these wrestlers to familiarize you with them. Bam Bam Malone, you've seen him on your TV. He recently was on an episode of SmackDown in a handicap match. He tag teamed with Frankie Thomas, who we're going to talk about here in a little bit. It was a handicap match against Braun Strowman.
Uh-huh.
And pulling the curtain back a little bit, Bam's also been a ringside physician trainer. He's come out and he was their physician one night. So Bam Bam is on WWE's radar.
See, I thought it was not Jungle Boy, but the other one that's in AEW. He kind of favored him a little bit because they're both tall, blonde, curly hair.
You kept saying a taller Jungle Boy.
Yeah,
Are you
tall
talking about
Jungle
Griff?
Boy.
Griff
Yeah,
Garrison?
McGriff, yeah, and him.
Griff Garrison?
Yeah,
he's
Griff Garrison.
injured. He's out, so maybe that's why
These guys are about the same height, same build. But you could tell Bam Bam has been in the ring more. He's more experienced, more comfortable.
Bam's 10 to 14 years in already.
Yeah, you can tell he's grizzled.
Yeah, the one who did the Rough Rider.
I know Bam from Dallas, and just to show you what a small world it is, that his mother graduated from the same high school I did 4 years after me.
Wow. Well, so I was talking to one of either Frank or Adam, I forget who, about he was a cross between Jungle Boy and Dolph Ziggler.
But they're both short.
With the long hair, curly hair, Jungle Boy, but with the moveset kind of Dolph Ziggler to an extent.
I can see it.
Then we had a triple threat match. And Eddie Martinez won the triple threat match over Dmitry Alexandrov and Vicksburg, Mississippi's own Wes Warren.
He's a bum. Wes Warren's a bum.
Take off your beanie. You look like a bum.
He gave us the cold shoulder at Waffle House.
Oh,
yeah, that guy. Yeah, that guy.
Like, hey, you want to sit with us? He's like, no, I'm sitting by myself. He just walked off. I was like, hey, man.
He wasn't like that.
It's kayfabe.
All right. But I mean,
he's really a nice guy. I was trying to make it seem like he was still being a heel at Waffle House.
He's an incredible heel. He's been down wrestled for Booker in Houston.
That might have been who you're telling me was Will Booker.
He came through Pro Wrestling Ego when I was refereeing for them in Jackson, and he's come a long way. His body's filled out. He's put some size on. Incredible performer. I mean, he's such a good heel. He just seems so angry. And I mean, it's really, I really enjoy him. And this Eddie Martinez is going to be something special.
Now, one thing, Wes, what he did was first thing he did for the triple threat, he walked up to the ring, and I can't remember if he got in or not, but as soon as he did, he got right back out and sat down in an empty chair in the front row. He said, "I'm gonna sit down a minute and let them." And he sat and watched the other two guys wrestle for a minute.
Mhm.
Sarah Good Care telling him, "Get in the ring, man, get in the ring." "Oh, shut up, man. I'll sit here as long as I want to." Oh, he was giving it to us. It was great. I love the heels that'll give it back to you. Those are the best ones.
Now, is he someone that will eventually be in the like heavyweight title? I mean, like, or is he what did you say? Like the Intercontinental, the Southern Heritage?
Southern
Is
Heritage.
Is that something? Which one would he be more fitting to go for?
I think he'd be a contender for either one of them, but I could see him matching up. I mean, if I was matchmaking, I definitely wouldn't hesitate to put him in the ring with Rob Love, or if Ray Fury wins the title, he'd be perfect for Fury. And I've seen him wrestle Fury before. They have tremendous matches.
Cool. So they have a good chemistry.
Yes, very good.
So for me, once again, great. Again, triple threat match, young wrestlers, right? We kept joking that his name was Bear, right? Was that the long hair?
The one with the beard and everything. It said,
Yeah.
what did it say on his tights?
Dmitry Alexandrov.
Yeah, I apologize. I didn't really catch his name, but that dude can work for a big guy. But we kept, just enjoying the night. He reminded us a lot of the Berserker. Remember Berserker?
I've never seen him work, and I wasn't the referee for that match, so I didn't see it.
Yeah,
and, he's legitimately from Russia.
Oh,
Okay.
Yeah, he's legitimately from Russia. So I mean, hell of a nice guy. I really liked him. I just didn't get to see him work. It was my first time meeting him.
The spots. I confirmed to Seamus. What was his name again?
The redhead.
Redhead.
The one that went to Waffle House with us. Dad, come at West.
Oh, Wes Warren. Wes Warren.
West.
Just as Adam said, he got out of the ring and he sat down in that chair and was just, "I'll get in there when I want." He's talking to the woman next to
well,
him.
that chair was empty for a reason.
Yeah,
Well,
I was going to say something about that too.
To bring that up.
Yeah, of our. Y'all go ahead. And we'll come back to that. But that chair was empty for a reason, and we'll talk about it in a little bit.
Did he get any heat backstage for that?
No.
Because did he not realize it?
He 100% realized it.
Okay, so it was a heat getter kind of thing.
Yeah, and trust me, the woman sitting next to him loved every minute of it.
Yeah, I was gonna say she seemed to. Yeah, it wasn't like a disrespect thing. She was, that entire front row, that family there was enjoying themselves, and I think given the circumstances, and Dave, I'll let you talk about it, that it was great to see smiles on their faces. Yeah. So, just again, I can't, anybody that listens to this, even if you just go and look up the promotion, go check out some of their stars, maybe watch some of the matches we're talking about, you're going to be fans of these people, because it's not just this indie, these are trained wrestlers that put on a damn good show, and I'm so impressed that I want to check out other down here in Louisiana, like you were talking about the show that's here.
Wildcat.
I'm tempted now to go check it out, just for the simple fact that it's a lot different. Like Southern independent wrestling is I'm just impressed, and I'm sorry I'm rambling, but go ahead.
Southern wrestling's the best. I'm glad you know now.
Absolutely.
Just indie wrestling. So it's so great to see, just because growing up I didn't go to see any shows, but last little while I've been able to go to indie shows with all of you, the ones that we've gone to. And then there was one last summer that Cowboy James Storm came up to do in was it May? Either May or June. No, it was May.
They have wrestling shows in cornfields.
Oh my lord!
Barnes, you
Amazing.
there
in the barn. It's in the barn.
Oh, okay.
in actually in arena what we call arenas in the course
Barn is what we call barns arenas in the
Silos or
cornfields.
A Walmart. Yeah. No, but
Oh,
going back to what Frank said, that the gentleman from Russia, he
Uh-huh.
kind of had a berserker feel to him, but he also had like a Cameron Grimes
Yes, that's another good one.
greediness about him too. And that's the first thing I noticed. Is like he's got this just nonstop little greediness about him, kind of like a Cameron Grimes mixed with a berserker.
Yep. And it was so the matches just to enjoy them was spectacular. It wasn't the glitz and the glamour that we see on the main two today. It was rough. It was just down and dirty in a good way.
That's what makes independent wrestling so much fun, because you can go out there, you can have fun. You ain't got to just sit there and I don't want to get in trouble for standing up. Oh no, you can go to these shows and have a blast.
Yes.
Everybody else is there doing the same thing.
And you got to get past that. It's not. I mean, you could call it the minor leagues if you want to, but it's not fair.
No.
It's not less than. These are athletes that have either been there or are going to be there, that are just as good, if not better, than what you're seeing on television, that just haven't had the opportunity yet.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, I mean, heck yeah. I mean, Pondwater.
There's people that get spots that aren't that good, but they got a little something, and they were seen by the right pair of eyes at the right time, and they get a spot on television to entertain.
Even if it's like a short squash match or whatever, that's still these men and women get these as short as they are, like matches, like they still got TV time. They took up a good 5-6 minutes just to be on TV. Like a female wrestler that I follow, Kaya McKenna, she got a match on Dark.
The Good Witch, isn't she the Good Witch?
Yeah,
the Good Witch. About a year and a half ago, about a year ago.
Oh, I'm going to do everything I can to get Josh to book her once we get a women's champion. I'd like to see her come in for a title shot.
Oh God, don't say that. James will buy every front row ticket you got.
I'll just buy the ticket from Pondwater.
Me and
don't
Stephanie
get to sit that close to her. That's my seats. Get back.
Me and Stephanie love her to death. She's such a sweetheart.
She really is.
She was at Top Guy weekend, wasn't she? At the
Oh, yeah.
showcase? She was at the showcase.
She's at the showcase. She was at Ric Flair's last match. She
was in Huntsville at GCW with me and Frank went.
I mean, a lot of time her organizational skills get those shows running without a hitch.
Mm-hmm.
Now back to that empty chair was we had a fan, Mr. Paul. And Mr. Paul was one of the biggest BIW fans, and he begged Josh for years to bring BIW to Vicksburg, Mississippi, his home.
Oh, uh-huh.
And unfortunately, he didn't live long enough to see it because he lost his fight to cancer.
Mm-hmm.
And his wife was sitting in that chair next to it. And so for the wrestlers to end up in that chair, I mean,
well, at the beginning,
Mr. Paul would have loved that.
Was he a fireman or something, Dave?
I don't know.
They had a fireman's hat in that seat, is why.
I think it was like a volunteer fireman.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
I'd met him a few times. Really nice man. He loved wrestling. He loved BIW. One of our biggest supporters. And so that's why that wasn't disrespectful at all. His wife ate that up, and because she knows Mr. Paul would have loved that.
Right.
And how wonderful for BIW to do that. I mean, to have the chair, and, like you said, in respect for him, that's pretty cool.
Yes, it was. And so now we're going to move on to the main event.
Woohoo! Angel!
Yeah.
Angel! Angel!
APOC, Apocalypse, Adam Asher
Yeah.
got his rematch. His arm wasn't hurt anymore. He had a bad wing when he lost the belt, but he could have defended it another time, and he stepped in there with a bad wing, and he fought to the end and got his rematch against the 460-pound BIW Southern Heavyweight Champion, Angel Camacho. And Angel, this is a lumberjack match. It got totally out of control with the lumberjacks, and
For those
but when it was all said and done, Angel beat him.
For those that can see this, look at this picture. This man can move.
Angel.
Jimmy, trust me, Jimmy, I'm gonna put plenty of pictures in and post.
Okay.
They'll be
see,
better than your little old window there.
At the beginning of the match, one of the bad guys attacked one of the security guards for no reason.
Yeah, meanie.
And they just left him laying there. I was like, hey, somebody get him a water or something? They finally scraped him up and got him out of there.
But
Meanie head.
Poor fella.
But Rob Love did try to interfere, and I cut him off.
Yeah.
I cut him off and was giving him
That's
a pretty good
putting it
talking
lightly
to.
now. That's putting it lightly. You crawled his ass, brother.
But I was counting. APOC was pinning Angel, and he would have broke up the count. So I just kept him from attacking APOC because the match would have been over at that point. So
I don't even know how you pin Angel. I mean, how do you pin someone that big?
Well, you should have seen him. He power. You know how Cody and Goldust do the power slam? They come off the rope and they do the real quick over close to the ground spin.
Oh,
spinning
yeah?
slam.
Like Randy
Yeah,
Orton.
APOC did that to Angel.
Oh man.
Yeah,
It was good too.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure not too many. I'm sure Angel does not come off his feet much.
hey, APOC is a man and a half.
I bet. Sounds like it.
I've
My
collided with
goodness.
APOC. I've collided with APOC before, and to say that it hurt like hell is putting it mildly. He bumped in. I got in the way one time, and he bumped into me, and I hit the ropes, and it hurt. I didn't hit the ropes like everybody else hits the ropes. I hit the rope with my hip on one rope and my neck on the other, and it hurt.
Oh,
Right.
Is that why your back keeps locking up on you now, Dave?
Yeah,
No.
because it would.
No, I had. Oh my God, I had a 3-count injury the other night. I was coming down to count, and the match should have been over. And I was coming down for 3, and I was so close to the mat, and APOC kicked out. I don't know how he did it. It was incredible. But when I stopped my hand from hitting 3, my legs and my back kind of came up like I was arched, and I pulled something, and I could barely walk. And when I went to go put my pants on in the locker room, I locked up. They had to put me in a chair. It was bad.
Oh
Dave,
no.
Dave was kind of hurting on the way home. He was kind of walking funny in the Waffle House.
I thought you hurt your knee.
Well, my foot was hurt too. My plantar fasciitis had flared up.
yeah, but you started feeling better after them hash browns. The waffle house hash
man.
browns make you feel a whole lot better.
Yeah, we took these boys to Waffle House, and
Yeah.
I told Sorenson, I said, he goes, I told him it's just redneck hibachi, and that popped.
You've never been, James?
I've been once.
That's almost like you after an independent show like that. I feel like you need to go to Waffle House. That's like
we don't have a
part
lot
of
of
it.
options in Vicksburg that time of night,
Yeah.
and we could have gone to a restaurant in downtown Vicksburg, but I had the stuff in my car from the merch table, which included several $1,000s worth of belts.
Yep.
'Cause
Yeah.
I run it.
Yeah,
Stephanie
yeah.
runs a merch table and where you can pay $5 to get your picture taken with the championship belt.
And by this lovely lady.
Yes.
She was the absolute angel MVP of the weekend.
Of course.
She's the best. But I just wasn't gonna risk my car out there.
Oh, sure. Yeah. But
and
still,
somebody knocking the wind out and I lose
off
you
with
know,
something.
I don't want to lose those belts.
I
And,
think Waffle House though is still a good, like I
Oh,
said, I think that's just where
it's the
you need
best
to go.
choice.
Exactly.
Smothered, covered, chunk and diced, baby.
I got a hash brown bowl with what they call the cheesesteak bowl.
Uh-huh.
It's hash browns with the cheesesteak in it. And then I order 3 over easy eggs to be set on top of it.
Uh-huh.
That way I can break the eggs up and the yolk drops down into the hash browns and it makes it just even more heavenly. And I'm going to tell you who else eats it like that. Actually, they just get the hash brown bowl, the cheesesteak hash brown bowl. That's the greatness of the women's champion, Charlotte Flair. That's her go-to at Waffle House.
Woo!
And that's why I tried it, because I was told how good it was. Because I was always a steak and eggs man with a double order of hash browns, scattered, smothered, covered, chunked, and capped. Because I like my mushrooms. And so I tried it that way. Well, then Mike Hoop, our good friend Hoop, brother of JD Hoop, top guy Mike Hoop, had stopped. When he was moving, he came and spent the night on halfway to North Carolina. So we go to Waffle House and he tells me this is the trick, and he got the eggs and he put the eggs on top of it, and so that's my go-to now. And Sorenson said I'll have what he's having, and Bruno said I'll have what he's having.
Yep.
And then Adam went big. He went big on his order.
I got the 2 eggs and the bacon. Yeah, buddy.
Oh, and I also had a waffle. I get a waffle. And what's funny is I've been eating at Waffle House for years and years and years since I was a Ute. And
I love that.
Back when they made waffles.
yeah, and I'd never ate a waffle there.
Really?
Never ate a waffle.
Never had a waffle at Waffle House.
Well, I took a bite of Stephanie's about 3 or 4 visits ago.
Mm-hmm.
And now I will always add a waffle at Waffle House.
Leave it to Waffle House to have pictures of what a waffle looks like, just in case you show up at 2 o'clock in the morning, drunk as hell, and you forget what a waffle looks like. Take the picture.
And then if you'll look at Sorenson's screen on the Zoom, you'll see a picture of Frank Bruno drinking an apple juice box. He ordered apple juice and they brought him 3 juice boxes. And I looked at the server and I said, you forgot his toy. And then let me tell you about Jimmy Sorenson, that sneaky little bastard. I thought, because he had talked about that the server was cute. And I thought, and he kind of whispered at her and he was talking to her. And I thought, oh, look, his little nuts dropping. He's got some game at the table.
Like this. He kind of does this one.
And I thought he was trying to chat her up. And no, he told her to make sure.
I knew he wasn't chatting her up. He ain't got the cojones for that.
I thought he was. He completely swerved me. And he picked the check up for dinner.
Oh.
And that's a Pondwater move, and it really pisses me off when I get out pond watered. Me and my father-in-law. My father-in-law's bad. I'm gonna tell you a little story, a little sidebar here. We all went to Destin. The whole family went to Destin. On my father-in-law take the whole family on vacation. So we're there, and my father-in-law's done picked up the bill for everything. So we go to dinner one night, and I get in the door before him, and I tell the waitress, server, whatever the fuck you're supposed to call him now. I tell her, there's going to be, I described my father-in-law, and I said, he's going to tell you to give him the check. Do not do it. Give it to me. And I don't care what he tells you. Give it to me. And I will wholeheartedly assure you that he doesn't tip as good as I do. Give it to me. And who do you think she gave that check to?
Him.
Yeah, I was madder than hell. I mean, I was like, I almost went full Karen. I need to speak to your manager. I was pissed.
Amy, well, so about 6 months ago, I started this worldwide tour of traveling from Chicago, actually Denver, then Chicago, then New Orleans. And well, actually, New Orleans is where it picks up. I had Waffle House for the first time, and on my way down to New Orleans in Oklahoma City, waiting for fellow Top Guy member Michael Amend, because I had to give him his Jeff Jarrett guitar signed Jeff Jarrett
Yes.
that he had won from a webathon that had happened.
Yes. Awesome. Oh, good. Okay.
That was my first time having Waffle House was in Oklahoma City, and to have it to come full circle after traveling to New Orleans, to Boston / Providence, Rhode Island, to Tokyo, Japan, now Vicksburg. It is where I ended it. I started this with Adam and Frank in October, and I got to end it in Vicksburg with Adam, Frank, and Pondwater, and Mrs. Pondwater.
Awesome.
So full circle of traveling was I couldn't have ended it on a better way than at Pondwater's luxurious house.
And at the airport at 4 a.m.
Yeah.
Ooh. And also, I mean, the way it sounds, you guys got to see some awesome wrestling at the at the Bayou Independent Show. So, I mean, like you said, it sounds like a win all the way around. That's always good.
Yeah.
Even though I had a short turnaround return time from going to Pondwaters, flying to Paint Me a Birmingham, to flying out of Jackson at 5 o'clock in the morning.
See, I know you're young because your story tires me just listening to it. Like all this time of getting up, it's just.
I didn't get up the next morning till almost 11 o'clock. So
I wouldn't be able to make
Me
it.
and Frank slept in. Once
Yeah.
me and Adam got back from the airport, because we went to bed at 2 to get up at 3:30 to take Jimmy.
Oh Lord.
Well, you woke up to get into the vehicle to go back to sleep to take Jimmy to the airport.
That is true. I couldn't keep my eyes open. I was
I've
tired.
never in my life seen so many deer on a road than
Oh,
leaving
I
his
bet.
house.
I can only imagine.
They were bad the other morning.
At 3:30 in the morning. Yeah.
Well, and didn't your daughter hit one like Christmas? Like, I mean,
She
Yes.
clipped one.
I was
luckily
gonna
she-
say, I
Yeah,
mean,
she totaled her car.
And
yeah, I
On a
remember you
really
saying
nice
that.
buck. On a really nice buck, I would have been proud to shoot.
that's why I left Adam the Ray Fury mask, because I knew he liked him so much, and if I would have told him that's his, he would have been like, no.
And he risked life and limb fighting off deer trying to get you to the airport at 5 o'clock in the morning.
No, I was 4 because Dunkin' Donuts wasn't
4.
open yet.
Oh Lord. Okay, 4 in the morning after you barely
Barely made it back.
made it back.
See, but then I woke up about 10 and Mrs. Pondwater was already up cooking. And
Nice.
she thought she woke me up. I said, no, ma'am, I smelled that bacon. So
Yeah, really.
She
me and her
made
sitting there-
bacon and sausage and biscuits, and
Mm.
she's too tight to do eggs right now.
Well, yeah, you are worthy of it. You got to really be something special
She
to
said
get
the
eggs.
biscuits home with me. She said, take these biscuits home with you. And I brought them home with me.
Okay, who are these people?
But I woke up at
Bottom-
10 a.m. and next thing I know, it's 1:30. Me, Frank, and Pondwater's in the kitchen just chatting. It's 1:30, almost 2 o'clock.
Yep.
Oh Lord.
I'm a little jealous of that, but at the same time, I'm glad I got the short amount of time I did. But for the insight, Thanksgiving 2023, I go back to Utica, Mississippi, to spend Thanksgiving with the Millers.
Oh my, okay.
We're looking forward to that.
That's funny because they're going out of town for Thanksgiving, James.
Amy, the top picture is Bam Bam, the middle picture is Alex Arsenal, and the bottom
Oh.
picture is Cassidy Riley.
I'm liking this Arsenal, dude. Hold on now.
Amy, Amy, you're about to do trivia. I have a trivia question for you.
Okay.
You think you know so much about Pondwater?
I didn't say that.
What was one of his gimmicks? He played a gimmick that Pondwater has played was a doctor. Do you know?
With the medics. He was with the medics.
Do you know the last? Do you know the last three? Do you know the name of that doctor?
Let's see. It wasn't Feel Good. It was what was it? Doctor. What was it? I don't know. Something.
Phil D.
It was Phil.
Payne.
Guilty Pain.
Oh, Phil DePayne. Okay. Well, I knew it wasn't Dr. Feel Good, so I was trying to think of that. But I did know he was with the medics. So there, James. No.
No, had a great
Oh,
weekend.
yeah. Is that you up there with them?
There we are.
I'm liking this Arsenal, man. If you all, have any pictures of him, too, I'll take that. I'll take that.
Miss Amy.
Yes. Oh, I've seen those pictures. I've seen the match.
So Amy, we were in the kitchen talking so long that next thing I know, the kick-out crew guys are wanting to record, and Dave says, "I'll go in there. I'll set it up for you." And I got to do part of my podcast in the man cave.
In the man wing?
In the man wing, yeah. The Miller wing.
Awesome.
Pondwater wing.
He was nice enough to let me do half the podcast. I had to get home. But he was nice enough to let me start the podcast in his wing. So that meant
Adam,
more than anything.
How far from Pondwater are you?
4.5.
4.5?
Yeah.
And Frank, how far are you from Pondwater?
2.5.
2.5. Okay.
Yeah, there's no reason that me and Frank can't hang out more. Frank, you got to bring those apple fritters when you come.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, that was good.
See,
I did not know.
Here, Amy? Now Dave took my buddy Frank from me because now he's the closest friend that he lives by.
Frank has to stop working 90 hours at that hotel. So.
and then in March, when I'm doing the whole thing for the crew, the sponsorship, he's going to California with somebody else.
You said you're going to go watch a show?
AEW Revolution.
Show, and he's going to some AEW show.
He's going, Mark.
He can watch on TV.
Man, you've really hurt his feelings, Frank.
Well, that's because we just spent the last 3 weeks.
I'll be out on Mark.
Adam, you still, I mean, you
Shut
can,
up, James.
you can go hang out. I'm saying you can go hang out with Pondwater. He's not that far.
If I go back to Pondwaters right now, I'm liable to move in. Because it was hard to leave because that's just how hospitable they are.
I felt right at home.
They walked me to my car and everything, he's telling me bye.
Aw.
Mrs. Pondwater gave me a hug and everything, and I almost shed a tear going down the driveway.
It was
used to that,
It was like leaving home.
Absolutely. Yep. Absolutely.
You have an amazing home, and we all mean that. Like I said, I can't. I'm actually counting down the days to Thanksgiving, and it's only February.
The home's one thing. The people in the home is a whole other deal.
That's what it was.
Exactly, and
I'm just thankful. I'm thankful for friends like you guys. I'm so glad that y'all came down. I'm glad that y'all came to the matches. I'm glad you enjoyed the matches. It meant a lot to me that y'all came down.
I just wanted to say too, just because we didn't really talk about the main event. Angel can move, and what impressed me, what I loved was the end spot where I cannot remember exactly what he did before this, but APOC kicked out. So Angel puts his head up and goes, "Oh yeah, you want to kick out?" And he gets up and he hits the ropes and he just hit him with one of the most monstrous big ass splashes like a la Akeem, and that was the end of it.
Yeah, I think he's
I
still
thought
there.
that was great. I thought that was so cool where he was just like, "Oh yeah, you want to kick out? Yeah," and boom, he hits those ropes, and oh wow, just God, just a great. Oh, I goosebumps thinking about it because it was so good.
Angel
Well,
is so impressive.
and like you said, I think it takes everybody, and that's a that also goes to Josh putting it all together, promoting it, bringing in the right people, having the right people around them, and the right story. So like I said, I had pulled up here. I know Dave, you probably know, you all have a lot of dates coming up of places that you're going to be.
We do.
I was going to look it
Right
up
off
and
the top of
just
my head, we're going to be in Brookhaven, Mississippi on February the 4th. I mean, March the 4th.
yep, and
Cassidy
then
Riley's last match on March 18th in West Monroe.
yes,
But if you
Going
don't
in
get
July.
tickets, but if you don't get tickets in advance, you're probably not going to get tickets to that one because it's
Frank,
going
get them now.
it's
Frank.
going to
Yes.
sell out. It's almost already sold out.
Frank, get them now.
So
So in July too, right, Dave?
then we got
June 17th at Fountain Hill, Arkansas.
yeah, we're not gonna run in April and May. I've got shows in April and already, but for Legacy.
And
But,
he's got June 17th in Fountain Hill, Arkansas, and then June 18th, which we discussed with Father's Day, is
Right.
in West Monroe, Louisiana. July 1st, which you said it's Vicksburg, Mississippi.
right.
And then August 12th is in Brookhaven, Mississippi. Takes us to September 9th, West Monroe, Louisiana. October 7th is Fountain Hill, Arkansas. And like you said, just now added, November 11th is Vicksburg, Mississippi. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 shows upcoming.
Yes.
9
So-
shows.
And we'd already planned on doing the 2 shows in Vicksburg this year. And after he saw the crowd reaction, he was so pleased with how the event went the other night. He went ahead and added the 3rd date, November 11th,
I feel
which
like
will
they
probably be our last show of the year because we don't normally run one in December.
can
So
you
unless
do-
somebody jumps up with the fundraiser show for a school or something, we probably won't do anything in December.
There's one more thing I noticed too, Dave. At the end of the night, all the guys after the show got together and took that ring down.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yes.
Everybody got together. Everybody pitched in. Everybody took it apart. Everybody toted it to the back, and everybody left at the same time.
Cool.
That's what means a lot to me.
We're missing a match. Nate Collins versus Frankie Thomas.
Nate.
We didn't talk about that. Nate Collins versus Frankie Thomas.
We missed that.
Yeah.
Nate Collins.
The reason I say that is I saw Frankie taking the ring down. I would have helped too, but I couldn't walk.
That's right. Roll Tide. Roll Tide. That's right.
Yeah. Frankie Thomas, the you could only imagine with his Roll Tide gimmick that
Oh yeah, he was the one you told us like, oh, the one person you might like is that guy.
I love Frankie. He's so good.
No,
And Nate Collins has got the brightest future. He is incredible performer. I think the world of Nate. And he had a move. He had a move. If you follow me on socials, I posted it. I posted it on Facebook. I don't know if I posted it on Twitter. I will, and I'll do it from Pondwater, the podcast account. He had this submission hold on Frankie.
Oh, yeah. I remember seeing it now that you say that. Yes.
It was like a full Nelson, but he had his feet up around his neck, applying pressure and holding his arms back.
Yes.
It
A
was
reverse Boston Crab or something. It was definitely something.
Oh, yeah. That was the guy that you told Adam that even though Adam's not a Alabama fan, he's a Georgia fan.
Yeah.
You'll like this guy.
But I live in Alabama.
Frankie tag team with Bam at SmackDown against Braun Strowman. So, but Frankie's been a former champion. He's probably the heart and soul, or the backbone, at least the backbone of BIW. He's the integral part of BIW. he'd gotten his call to go to NXT, and COVID happened, and he got sent home just as quick as he got there. So unfortunately, but they're still. He was at SummerSlam. I mean, they're using him when they come to when they're in the South. They give Frankie a call. So there's still some hope that Frankie's going to get that shot at WWE.
Well, hopefully he can make it in time for SummerSlam, because SummerSlam this year is going to be in Detroit, Michigan.
Yeah, I saw that.
I've already been shot once. I don't want to go to Detroit.
So I wanted to ask you guys, did you hear the major announcement just dropped? I don't know if you want to hear.
Yeah.
Pondwater Dave show exclusive, but Efren is returning with the game event out of the Premier Streaming Network.
Yes.
Yay! Yeah.
I just tried to follow them on Twitter, and Twitter won't let me follow anybody. It says I have reached my limit for the time being.
That's how many people you follow.
Oh, really?
I ain't followed anybody today.
Did you just? Well, today has been really a weird day with Twitter, because the DMs weren't working for a long time, and so try again. So that is wonderful. I'm really happy for Efren, and I
Premier streaming service is a project of our good friend Josh Chernoff.
Yes, I like Josh.
Thank the world
too.
of Josh Chernoff. Josh Chernoff promoted the wrestling showcase. I love Josh Chernoff to death.
He's an absolute good buddy.
He gave me a little draw. Yes.
Adam and I picked him up from the airport. Picked him up from the Now Arena in 2021. Right, Adam.
Yeah,
he is a very talented. He's very talented. Again, I love seeing all this really cool stuff. I mean, WWE is wonderful, but man, AEW, BIW, Premier Streaming, like, I love seeing all this stuff happening around us that we get to be part of. The showcase, the wrestling showcase, was really good. I thoroughly enjoyed, going to that event, meeting, Jacob Fatu, and watching the wrestling that was going on. I mean, this is a really fun time for wrestling fans, I think.
I want to say, it's one of those. It's that. I'd say it's even harder than the 97, 98, even though those were some hot years for globally, I guess, but overall product from
but that was one promotion, James.
Independent wrestling's healthier than it's ever been.
Yes.
Exactly.
I think so.
I'm saying wrestling overall.
And with social media the way it is, we're getting to witness more and more of it, no matter where we are. Even though I'm here in Kentucky, you've got links to BIW, and you've got pictures, and now we have the Premier Streaming, and you have Fight TV, and you have, MLW and NWA and different things like that are putting out shows. I mean, I went to Providence, Rhode Island with Frank and Anthony and James, and we all went and saw, Big Time Wrestling, and they had their show, and, the feature was Brock, Pillman, and Arn against FTR and Bret Hart. So, I mean, you're getting just a huge mixture of those kind of shows, or, where Pondwater has, everyone with BIW was on that show, and they had great wrestling. You have all kinds of different things going on. And like I said, it's just a really fun time to be a wrestling fan. So
I think life has been downhill for you ever since that Providence show, right, Amy?
It's been really hard to beat. I'm telling you.
And I'm gonna put
it was fabulous. Fabulous friends. Great match. I mean, I could not have asked for a better
Tell
time.
me 3 moves they did in that match.
They did. Yeah, FTR did their
exactly. Yeah. FTR did their finisher, and the finisher. Yeah,
exactly. And I talked to Brock, and I talked to Brian, I talked to Arn, I talked to FTR. I had Frank and James and Anthony all there, and we had a great time. Like I said, it was really fun.
I can see Frank and Anthony. Come on, Amy, let's go.
Amy, stop harassing Arn.
Arn,
let's move into trivia, Amy, because Because it's storming here at the house. It's coming
Oh,
in like
Lord.
cow piss on a flat rock, and I want to get trivia in case I lose power.
I got you. Well, one thing that we really haven't talked about and what I have based our trivia on today is our show drops on Monday, 6:05. What is next week? Does anybody know what special day happens next week? Jay,
Valentine's Day.
Valentine's Day.
The start of dating season,
Start.
February 15th.
The
February
start of breaking up
15th is the
season.
start of dating season.
I need help.
Here's a hot tip to all you singles. Dating season starts on February 15th and it ends on Thanksgiving. That way you don't have a girlfriend at Christmas and you ain't got to buy her nothing. And then you get past Valentine's Day and then it's game on again.
I need help with that.
Follow me for more helpful relationship advice.
Well, we are going to have our trivia is going to be based on the St. Valentine's Massacre show, February 14th, 1999.
Wait, is that also called the Brother Love show?
No.
I'm just glad. I thought it was going to be the Raw from February 18th, 2001.
I'm going to beat you next time I see you.
Amy
That
needed to
was-
win last week, so she just picked a show that nobody knew anything about.
I picked it because the show was the date of Kaya's birthday, who was our 10-year-old little guest that was on with us. Her
I'm just
birthday.
giving you a hard
I
time.
know. I know, but you all both were like, "What? Are we going to know anything about this? What's special about this show?" It was Kaya's birthday. That's
Yeah,
the only
that-
thing special.
And then
Also-
we all learned something, and that's what's important.
I also heard,
Right. They weren't that hard.
and you all were very, and that I put over that episode. That was a nice episode where everybody kept it pretty PG except for Kaya.
Yeah, she was all team hell no. Bless
I mean,
her.
really, hell's not a bad word. I mean,
No, not considering what I've heard come out
it's
of
in the Bible.
some of these
Some people say hell. I call it Hades.
All right, number one. Where did the St. Valentine's Day Massacre WWF show occur? Was it Memphis, Tennessee, Chicago, Illinois, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, or Greensboro, North Carolina?
Philadelphia.
James? Okay. Adam says Philly.
I say Philly.
Philly.
I say Memphis.
Memphis.
I say Philly.
All right. Y'all should have gone with Frank. It was in Memphis, Tennessee at the Pyramid.
The pyramid.
No,
Yep.
no one cares about Tennessee.
Oh, now don't start
As you
that.
hug the
No,
Tennessee Titans pillow, I will come
After
kick your ass.
today, I'm boycotting Memphis after today, Mr. Jarrett. You don't talk about my man Dave Miller like that.
Yeah.
Don't get him riled up, man. He done whooped Cassio. He done whooped Cassio and Corey. I don't want none of that smoke.
He actually put you over and said you're 2-0 over him. It was somebody else in that podcast kind of burying you a little bit, but I don't say no offense.
I think one of your friends, maybe. I don't know. I think he's your friend. I don't know.
Yeah, you wonder sometimes, don't you?
I mean,
All right. Number two. The name St. Valentine's Day Massacre alludes to an event that happened that saw 7 people murdered as part of a gang war between Al Capone and Bugs Moran. In which year did this happen? Was it 1928, 1929, 1930, or 1931?
I say 1928.
I'm going to go
Okay.
29. I know it was during Prohibition.
29,
1930.
30.
31.
All right. Pondwater, you are correct. It was in 1929. And all 7 of those men killed were part of the Bugs Moran gang. They thought it was a setup. They were supposed to sell some alcohol and ended up, like I said, 7 people ended up getting killed. They never did decide if it really was Al Capone, but Bugs Moran always thought it was. So interesting. I thought that was interesting. Which member of the Ministry of Darkness did Big Boss Man go up against at the pay-per-view? Was it Viscera, Farouk, Bradshaw, or Midian?
See, I have Midian in my head.
Yeah, I was thinking median.
What was the first one you said?
Viscera.
It was Viscera.
Fish.
Big Vis.
Big Vis is incorrect. It was Midian. Bossman did win that match, but of course, all the ministry came out, beat him
was
up,
that when they hung him?
took him back to be sacrificed.
Oh,
Yes.
that was
Wait,
horrible.
was Midian naked at that point or no?
No, it was not naked Midian yet. Jeff Jarrett and Owen Hart, who were the tag team champions, took on which two men at the pay-per-view? Was it Hawk and Animal, Edge and Christian, Jeff and Matt Hardy, or D'Lo Brown and Mark Henry?
D'Lo, Mark Henry.
Yeah, I'm thinking D'Lo and Mark.
Kilo Mark.
What year was this?
99.
1999.
This is at the pay-per-view.
Yeah, it was D'Lo and Mark Henry.
Yes, you all are correct. Jeff Jarrett ended up being the one who put the figure 4 on Mark Henry, and Mark Henry submitted.
Because Jeff Jarrett is a horseman.
Yes.
Oh, please don't start that. No, he's not.
Oh,
Anywho, no, Jeff Jarrett is not a horseman. Arn says no, so therefore that's who we believe.
Arn's a liar.
Wow.
Oh, Lord.
Kick him out, Amy. Kick him
Dang.
out.
Jimmy went heel.
Jimmy's getting ready. I'm about ready to grab through this screen and choke you.
He's trying to be like his best friend, Ed.
Oh,
please.
Lord.
Don't you start with me.
Goodness. Oh, kicked him out.
Come out. Yes. I love that magic trick.
Oh, my goodness. So, Deborah accompanied Jeff Jarrett and Owen Hart to the ring. Who accompanied D'Lo and Mark Henry? Was it Mae Young, Moolah, Ivory, or Sable?
I think it's
Deborah's
Mae
puppies.
Okay, you think it's
Young.
you think it was Mae Young? Adam, who'd you say?
I said
Oh, it was
Deborah's
Mae
puppies,
Young.
but I don't think that was an option. I think
No,
it
she was on the opposite side. So it's Mae
well, Deborah
Young.
was, but her puppies were maybe on the other side.
I
Mae
wasn't
Young.
really
He
paying
tripped
attention.
over one of them on the way to the ring.
Mae Young.
James, who do you think?
Mae Young.
Actually, it was Ivory. She was
Ooh.
she accompanied them. They
Mm.
didn't really the women didn't really have much interaction. So,
Mm.
someone won their first Intercontinental Championship at this pay-per-view. Who was it? Was it Billy Gunn, Ken Shamrock, Val Venus, or Test?
Now Venus, baby.
I'm thinking Val on this one.
Hello, ladies.
Hello, ladies.
Oh, now Adam, don't do that with that hair. I just can't handle all of that. James, who do you think it is?
Valboski. You know how the big Valboski is like a Timex watch?
Wow.
Takes a
It
licking and
takes
keeps
a licking
on
and
ticking.
keeps on ticking.
Val Venus.
You are all correct. It was Val Venus. Things that were going on in the 90s. Goodness gracious.
Well, I mean,
You know how the big Valboski's like a cup of coffee?
Wow.
Good to the last drop.
Yeah.
one of the best movies ever is the Big Lebowski.
Uh-huh. Oh, all right. There was a tag team match between Triple H and X-Pac versus Kane and China. Who pinned who in this match? Did Kane pin Triple H? Did Triple H pin China? Did X-Pac pin Kane? Or did China pin Triple H? Who pinned who?
What was the one with X-Pac?
Did X-Pac pinned Kane?
X-Pac pin came.
Yep.
Because nobody pins Triple H.
I feel like I'm gonna go. I don't remember, so I'm gonna go China pin Triple H.
I'm gonna go with X-Pac.
Actually, y'all should have gone with Frank. China pinned Triple H.
That crossed my mind first. I was like, it just don't sound right to me.
I
So
don't remember that.
I knew China pinned somebody. I was thinking.
Were they dating at the time?
I heard
Yes.
Triple H when they were dating. I heard Triple H didn't even put his shoulders on the bed.
She held him the whole time.
So what happened is that Triple H went to Pedigree China. Kane chokeslammed Triple H and put China on top of Triple H, and she got the she got the pin from the referee.
Okay, cool.
So at this event, there were two main events, and the first one was between The Rock and Mankind. What kind of match was it? Was it a last man standing, an I Quit match,
I quit.
a cage match, or a ladder match?
I quit.
I know.
Nick wouldn't quit.
It's not I quit. They did that at the Rumble. So I'm thinking it was a ladder match.
Okay, Frank says ladder. What'd you say, Adam? Do you want to keep I Quit?
No, I'm gonna change it to last man standing.
Yeah,
Okay,
me too.
last man standing.
Thank you, Frank. It was last man
James?
standing.
Last Bama standing.
It actually was the last man standing.
Okay.
So, just like you said, though, Frank, the I Quit match was at the Royal Rumble. The ladder match was the next day on Raw.
Oh, okay.
So it was still there. Mankind actually was the champion because he won it from The Rock at the Super Bowl halftime empty arena.
The
match
best,
that they
the,
had.
the best super halftime performance ever.
Pinned him with a forklift.
I was gonna say he pinned him with a forklift. Yeah.
Like
I put
best,
that. I put that.
best halftime show ever.
I put it right up there with Janet Jackson's nipple.
After okay, that might top it, but after that, everything that's happened since then.
Yeah, but we got Rihanna this year, so hush your mouth.
Okay,
you didn't pop for Aerosmith and Britney Spears?
I liked last year. Was that when 50 Cent and Snoop Dogg and Dr. Dre?
Oh, that was really good.
I like that one. That was very good.
I think the best halftime show to me, when you ask me, one of the first ones that pops into my mind is Prince.
Mm-hmm.
Prince out there shredding that guitar in the rain.
Amy's sipping on gin and juice, talking about Snoop Dogg.
Got my mind on my money and my money on my mind.
All us old folk were like, that was our halftime show right there.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest, guys. I'm not a Prince fan. I'm gonna send all your hate mail to me. My all-time favorite was actually when U2 did it, and that was actually that was the Super Bowl after, and I believe that was that the year the Patriots won? That was their first. I think it was.
Yeah, unfortunately.
But U2 did. I love U2. So
finally, Tom Brady has retired. Hopefully,
we'll see. Hey,
Frank Bruno, you just broke my heart.
Leave.
Oh man!
I thought he broke Adam. I thought he broke your heart earlier when
he just shattered it after that Prince comment.
Hang on, he would have retired earlier, but he couldn't get her to leave.
Cut
that other part.
So there was a second main event, like we were talking about, and that was Stone Cold Steve Austin versus Vince McMahon. What kind of match did they have? Was it a hardcore match, a cage match, a Texas strap match, or an I Quit match?
Cage match.
Cage match.
Deuces.
Cage match.
Cage.
Yes. Yes, that is correct. It was a
That's
cage
when Paul
match.
White come to the ring, and oh my God.
Well, let me ask this next question. No. What WCW star made their WWF/E debut at this pay-per-view?
Booker T.
What?
Booker T. Chris Jericho.
Saturn. Anyway, since you already said it earlier, Big Show came out on the side of Vince McMahon, but due to his great strength, he threw Austin into the cage, which caused the cage to collapse, which put Austin on the outside, which caused him to win the match. So
the only reason why I remember that because I remember Austin swinging, and he's like, he looked down, waited a minute, he's like, huh, oh, okay, I'm clear. Boop, then he just falls.
So I got a little bit of a bonus question to see. It's a short answer, so you'll have to answer it. But there is there
James
is
used to short that.
Pondwater Dave.
there
Ah,
is something special about this pay-per-view in relation to pay-per-view names and events. Do you know what is special about this pay-per-view event in relations to future events in WWF?
I feel like it. Did you get information? Does it say that it's the last in your house?
It is the last in your house. Very
Wait.
good.
So I want to time out on that
Okay.
because I'm going to throw this down. So WWF Backlash that year was in Providence, Rhode Island,
Yes, it was.
and I was at that show.
Mhm.
And my ticket stub says "In Your House Backlash,"
Really?
which I still have, by the way. What's
Your
in Rhode
tickets,
Island?
your ticket stub's a liar.
Oh, interesting.
But Amy, see, you're
Adam,
right because they just called it Backlash. But my ticket stub says "In Your House Backlash."
That's
That was
interesting
WrestleMania Backlash.
how they did that. Interesting.
nice.
So they had made that decision after they had all the, I guess,
They must have.
all
What's
that.
funny is Providence has held 3 backlashes because they held it in 1999, 2009, and then this past year. It's crazy. We always get backlash.
That is interesting.
'Cause it's
And of
the
course,
smallest, it's the smallest one, so might as well go to the smallest area in the country.
Thank you, Adam. Love you too.
well, and to
That's what the
say,
Prince called me.
oh, the In Your
Good
House
night.
has been used for NXT, but the St. Valentine's Massacre technically was the last In Your House that they had. They went to having more permanent names for their pay-per-views from that point on. So that is our trivia. Did y'all like playing?
That was
fun.
awesome.
Liked it a lot. Frank Bruno's he's a god among men when it came to St. Valentine's Day Massacre trivia.
That's right. Well, and you know what's really funny when I was looking at places, obviously to put where St. Valentine's Day Massacre occurred, I saw that Backlash was in Providence, and I was like, no, because Frank might have went to that, so I'm not going to sit there and say, where, give that as one of my choices because I would know Frank would probably guess that, so or would know that was not the right answer. So, well, I'm really glad. I enjoy doing that, so I'm glad y'all enjoyed it.
Well, before we wrap up, we want to send out thoughts and prayers to the Poffo family.
Yes.
Leaving Manny Poffo, we lost him. And we want to send thoughts and prayers out to the King, Jerry Lawler.
Sure.
Looks like he's got a long recovery ahead of him, but he's going to be upright and mobile. So that's good news. He apparently had a stroke and he's 73 years old.
I saw where I can't remember who it was. It might have been it may have been JR.
Dave Brown, the meteorologist, said that it wasn't a stroke.
Right,
But Jerry Lawler's official Twitter said it was a stroke.
Oh, that's funny.
With
Okay,
actual pictures of him.
I think, like you said, I think you're right.
I heard
about
it
Dave
was,
Brown.
and then I heard it wasn't, and
something about I think the carotid artery. I think that's what it said. If it starts closing, then
that may have caused him to have a stroke. But
or the event.
But Jerry Lawler's update said he had a stroke. So
yeah, well, but like you said, regardless, he had something happen. So
and he's doing better now, and he's still breathing. He's still with us.
He's got 9 lives. So let's.
I want to thank you boys for joining us. Adam, you got something you want to plug?
Well, like I mentioned earlier, New South is having their Hoss tournament. It's kind of like their WrestleMania for the year. They're pulling some big names down there. One of the guys that was in NXT, he was partners with Oni Lorcan, and I can't remember his name. Danny Burch. He was Danny Burch in NXT. He's going to be down there. Davey Richards, he was partners with Eddie.
Oh, I like Davey Richards. Yes.
Yeah, Davey Richards.
He'll be in the tournament. Kurt Stallion, he'll be in it, and Fit Finley's other younger son, I believe it's his younger son, he'll be in it, and a few more names. And also, my very own personal friend, Cabana Man Dan, will be. He's the number one contender for what they call the Humongold title for New South.
Tell everybody where New South runs out of, if they don't, in case they don't know.
Well, they're like out of South Alabama, but this particular one is going to be like it's Hartselle, Alabama. It's more like northwest Alabama, more or less. But they've been traveling a lot. You know, they did something with GCW here not too long ago.
Yes.
You know, Cabana Man had a great match with Tony Deppen. Had a great match with Blake Christian.
Are they? Do you know? Is Mid South going to do something with GCW when they come back in June?
Possibly.
Awesome. Ooh, okay.
Because June's going to be Top Guy weekend, and all 5 of us will be there with each other, hanging out.
Pretty much.
Frank Bruno, do you have anything you'd like to plug?
I don't need to plug anything, but I did want to show you something, Dave, because we talked about this when I was at your house. But if you can see, there's my tag. And that is what I call the demolition tag, but you call it the Arn and Tully tag.
I called it the Bulldog tag, but...
Oh, you did? That's right. But you have Arn and Tully action figures next to it, right?
I do.
Yeah. So I just wanted to share with everybody that Dave and I both have the same replica belt, which I think is pretty cool. So I just wanted to show you that. Nothing to plug. I really appreciate you guys letting me be here and be a part of this. And Dave, thank you again for welcoming me into your home. It was an absolute honor, and I had a great time.
You're always welcome.
It's an honor and privilege to know you. It's an honor and a privilege to know all of you.
Little Jimmy Sorenson, is there anything other than the waitress at Waffle House that you'd like to plug?
Kind of, that's the point. 2 months from Tuesday on 2 months from Valentine's Day, I will be at Friday Night SmackDown.
Okay.
Hard camera, I believe, sitting behind fellow Top Guy Bryant Haremza, who took the Vince McMahon skipping picture last year. And so if you can actually go back and watch April 23rd, 2019 SmackDown, you can see me and Bryant Haremza at that SmackDown. Few seats away from each other, unbeknownst to us, we'd be hanging out and talking wrestling with all of you. And I just thank you again, Pondwater, for allowing me 8 hours into your home.
Well, we're looking forward to having you back for Thanksgiving. And you got to promise me something, though, when you come back for Thanksgiving. No more gifts. Except the one you already gave me that's over your left shoulder there.
Right, sure.
That big gold. He left me this Easter egg. It's autographed by Rick, and it's JSA certified, so he couldn't.
Oh, Lord.
He didn't have room to bring it this time, but he threw the JSA. He planted the JSA in my man cave and told me where to find it. The dude's got a heart as big as Texas.
A heart of big gold, right?
Yeah,
exactly.
And I've got a wall. I don't know if y'all heard or not, but I have a Ric Flair wall.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, he does. That is.
So if you ever get asked, what are you going to talk about on the Pondwater Dave show? Flamin' Hot Cheetos? It ain't just about Flamin' Hot Cheetos. Talk about wrestling.
There you go.
Talk about good times.
That's right.
Amy, tell everybody where to find you.
I am on Twitter at Amy. What am I? AmyRD_24. Yeah, I'm on Facebook too. We have a Pondwater Dave show Facebook page. We're on Instagram and Twitter. we do love to hear comments and thoughts. And if you like what you hear, or if you want us to talk about something else, Adam, I think we'd love to have, but right before your show, maybe, Mid-South can come on, or we can talk to you afterwards. We'd love to talk to you all about what's going on and what your plans are for your big promotion down there and the big show. That would be really fun, I think.
I know I'll be down there doing. They asked me to set up a booth, so I'll be selling some merchandise. So if you're
Yeah.
around town, come holler at me. We'll be doing interviews and stuff during the show, so I'll be recording a bunch of them. So
That's awesome. And
Everybody be
definitely
sure to check out after you've listened to our show, check out the Kick Out Crew.
Definitely listen to the Kick Out Crew. There's 5 of them there. 4 of them are pretty awesome. I got one that you just deal with, but that's okay. We can't all be, great. Like
he's like the Brooklyn Brawler of the group.
they can't all be Devin, Adam, James, and
So-
Mike's. So whatever. But it's a really good show. I like listening to it because you do have 5 distinct personalities and views. And so, listening to you all talk about different things and what you like, it's really fun. So I do start my Thursdays with you guys. So, I do enjoy that. And I like when Frank is a guest on the Kick Out Crew, because then I get to hear him too. So, that's always fun too.
So pretty much give a follow to at Frank Bruno 80, I think it was.
Yeah.
And Adam _from Bama, and at OG James ad free.
God, we are OG, aren't we? I mean, it's been almost 3 years since I've been a part of this thing.
Wow.
Yes, sir. OG James ad free is my Twitter handle.
And I don't know if, just so you all as our group, I think Terry Weaver posted it. Apparently, a news article out of Huntsville was written about Top Guy Weekend.
Yes.
And
That's
just all these people coming in to Huntsville, and I think he shared it on Facebook or something. So you might give that a little read. It's kind of interesting, I mean, their Top Guys should be a real interesting. They've got a lot of good things planned for us, and apparently the town Huntsville is excited and ready to have us. So I thought that was a neat little article.
Main thing is, I'm hoping we have some Pondwater Dave glasses. That's what I'm hoping for at Top Guy Weekend.
I'm glad to see you got that thing home. I wasn't sure you were going to get it to the airport.
Right. This is the one where I bought. Actually, this is the one I bought from when I bought that IWG.
He had it in his prison pocket. It's okay.
All
right, everybody. Follow me on Twitter at Ref Super Dave PWD. I'll follow you back when Twitter quits tripping and let me follow people again.
That's right.
We also are on Twitter at PWD Pod. You can watch the video version at thepondwaterdaveshow.com. That'll take you to our YouTube channel. For the absent Justin Davis, for Amy Vaughn, we want to thank Frank, Adam, and James for joining us, and we will see y'all next week. Peace out.
Bye-bye.
Bye, boss.